One, and welcome to another round of Elite Esports. We are going to be debuting some Overwatch gameplay today. Our Overwatch team is in their first official match of the season, despite starting 0-2 due to some scheduling conflicts at the beginning of the year. But we will be starting today against the Cal High School, all the way from Hawaii, with that first map from Cal High School being Busan. So we will be playing on Busan and kicking off the Overwatch season very shortly. All right, other team has selected the map. We are ready to go to Busan. So the Eagles will start the first game out in red, and the Cal High School will start in blue. Cal High School will be playing down a player today to avoid the forfeit, but we will still be spectating all of our amazing players from the Eagles and seeing what they're going to be able to do today in their Overwatch debut. So taking it from the top, we have Ellis Reiko starting at DPS. We have Scope 24, who will be support. Super Zachary, our team captain, who will also be support, making that transition from DPS to support from Rivals. We have Solreth on tank, choosing Racha, and already going for the Lucio. Might be able to go to get the Mercy after she reses. But Mercy's able just to barely escape, not able to escape from our final player. That is going to be Avatar Lose. You might already know Avatar Lose as MJ Leaf, so we may call Avatar Lose MJ or Avatar, depending on how I feel, but they are the same. And so far, Avatar Lose has been doing very well playing on that Vendetta. So Avatar going up to the high ground here, looking for an angle. Looks like Cow High was able to switch to a Bastion, and now kind of just waiting that out. A lot of damage coming through the choke here. Zachary doing his best to keep Soul Wrath up. He tosses a nade in. Nade doesn't get a whole lot, but Avatar Lose jumps back up into the air, looking for a dive. He goes down in, slams, doesn't find anyone. But the Cow High School has not turned around, and Avatar Lose able to get some free reign there. But now the Bastion is being pocketed, and he has to dive out, despite all of that damage coming up. Soul Wrath able to take some space there and win the fight for the Eagles as they hold the point once again. Zachary goes in and nanos Avatar Luz, who immediately comes in and slams 3 out of the 4 players on Cow High, ending the fight rather quickly before it even gets a chance to go in and start. It'll probably be very tough for Cow High to come back, but it is admirable that they will continue to play with 4 players. But for the Eagles and for Avatar Luz, the number of players is not going to matter. The players are here to compete and win. And Avatar going in, just cutting the Mercy down right before they get into the spawn door just to end that first round. So the Eagles win the first round in the first set here. And will now need to capture the point and get all the way back up to 100% again in order to win the first set here. It works exactly the same way as Domination and Marvel Rivals. It's just called something different, but it is the same game mode. Looks like there's no changes coming out from the side of the Eagles here. Everyone here still on their main characters. Eagles make their way out of the main gate. They still do walk up the main stairs, but it looks like they're going to take a different route. Only Avatar and LS Reiko have gone to the stairs. A Sombra swap has been made, and Avatar Luz getting attacked. Probably the Sombra swap in order to respond to the Vendetta, and Avatar Luz needs to just get out of there before any further damage comes through. Soul Wrath doing his best to make some space for his team. He's got the enemies clumped up. Has the nade, doesn't use it yet. Tosses the nade, looking for an opening to go in and punch the squishies in the back, but just doing what he can to keep the Sigma away. Goes around the left, and Sigma's able to catch him with the rock. So Eagle's able to take the point, but no further kills coming in from them. Avatar Luz goes down. Soul Wrath goes in, is able to find Kiriko. LS Reiko goes down from the Sombra in the back. And Soul Wrath has 2 people cornered, but he just hasn't been able to push past the line here. Zenyatta getting exposed. Soul Wrath transforms, but he's being held back. Needs to throw up those 2 big arms in order to block some more damage. Avatar Luz goes in. LS Reiko able to clean up that kill on the Zenyatta. And LS Reiko has a really good position on the point. He's not really threatened here. Able to just fire some damage down from afar. Sombra onto the point. LS Reiko does not turn around, and Sombra able to get out of there. But Scope 24, Scope Pro is able to catch them before they escape. So a nice stagger there for the Eagles. Because now Sombra's going to have to wait an extra 10 seconds to respawn, and the group's not going to be able to group it up with her. Soul Wrath goes in. He hits Nano by Zachary. He tosses the nade down. Completely beams the Sombra and the Sigma. A Transcendence comes out from Unthinkable, but it is just a little bit too late. It would have been great if it came out a second earlier. I love the idea, but just a tad bit late on the execution. Huge play from Abandon. No one ready for the gravitic flux as he's able to find 4 people. It's just Avatar Luz on the point. He goes in with the Vendetta. Oh, looking just maybe to get 1 and contest. He does find a 1, but he's not going to find anyone else. Pure able to beam him down. And so Cal High able to get the point here with at 99 thanks to a heroic play from the tank. abandoned. Sam goes in, Solrath initiates, goes in, jumps right onto the low health tank, now going around trying to chase Crisis Game, the Juno player for the other side. Now gets around, comes in on Unthinkable, who is swapped over to Torbjorn, now just going with a single heal, double DPS combo, just to try to end that game, maybe get some more damage onto the point. But it's going to be tough and not enough. So Eagles able to take the first round of today's match. But this was a sweet play from the Sigma player on the side of Cow High, I will say. Eagles not ready for that one as he's able to get 3 and cause the only fight win that Cow High was able to have in that first match. So we will be right back as we begin to select the next map. Eagles are up 1-0 over Cow High. The second map for today has been chosen. It will be Eichenwald, the hybrid map. We do hybrid on round 2. If you know stuff from Marvel Rivals, hybrid is the same thing as convergence. So the Eagles will have to capture a zone, and then once they have captured the zone, they will have to push a cart from the start to the end of the map, all the way back into that nice looking castle back there. So we will begin Eichenwald very shortly.
Match.
We are back with round number 2 here. We are going to be on Eichenwald to start round number 2. So the Eagles, we need to march through this gate, follow that red line, and capture the zone here. So it looks like no changes coming out from the side of the Eagles in terms of their team composition. Actually, looks like there's be one change. Avatar lose. We'll go over and play some on runs. We see some new action, or some action of the new hero herself. As for Cow High, they will go with Juno, Zenyatta, Torbjorn, and then a Malga. So likely to Torbjorn, maybe to kind of cover the fact that they're missing their 5th player.
3, 2, 1.
And at the very least, that turret will have to be shot, and will take some shots away from the other team. The Eagles will need to shoot it at some point. Solrath puts a shield down, marches forward. The Malga gets discorded. Scope applying to discording and securing the final blow there. Solrath has to go back a little bit. Doesn't really notice there's a turret there. It does finally pick apart the turret. Throws a shield. It doesn't really need to against the Juno. And so Eagles march in, probably because the Malga went a little bit too far. So I believe Tank on the other side went a little bit too far into the front line of the Eagles. Got discorded by Scope, and then just got beamed down by the rest of the team. Alright, tries to dive in, takes a little bit of damage, and then dives right out. Malga gets slept, has to get back up, and Alright, looking for an opening to go in. Playing maybe a little bit too close as a flanker. but getting some of that burn damage out onto the tank of the other team. Again, taking some shots at the turret. He gets rid of the turret. Now has maybe an opening to dive in on top of everyone. But the players on How High slowly just kind of backing up. Malaga goes in, able to find Scope, but he does get anti-native from Zachary. Zachary applying the nade there, so he doesn't get any healing. Now applying the nano onto Avatar Lose. Avatar goes in, tries to move down either of these, but Corner can be a little tanky. He has that armor. Maybe a little unnecessary to use the ult, but didn't want to die there. He did want to secure those two eliminations. And those can be key. Sometimes getting past that little bridge right there can be troubling.
Engage those hostiles.
Especially if teams are holding at high ground angles, which I wouldn't say that there were.
Hi.
So, second checkpoint has been reached. Kawhi tries to retest, but it's a little bit too late. Although a lot of the Discord damage going through, Solrat getting kind of chunked. But now just uses that health pool and that large body to just push right into Zen and push him into a wall. Securing that KO. There's still a Torbjorn kind of wreaking havoc in the back. And everyone decides to get off the point just to kind of go deal with it. So here now switching over to Roadhog. He did switch to Echo, and maybe it was just for the contest. Juno ult comes down in response. Solrath comes in with his own ult and goes immediately straight for the Juno. He finds 1 and 2. Will he get 3? He gets 3. Can he complete it? And it is a complete team wipe. I know it's only 4 out of 5, but a well-timed ult from Solrath to wipe the entire enemy team completely. Impressive stuff from his Ramatra play, and a 4:45 time bank to boot for the Eagles. That is an excellent time for Eichenwald. And so now the Eagles will need to defend. Should Cow High not be able to push it out to the end here, the Eagles will win the round automatically. Should they push it all the way to the end with any time left, it will trigger overtime. But Cow High will need to capture the point and then push it all the way towards the end, assuming with less time left than the Eagles, if they want to be able to come back in this game and even up the score. It's a tall task to do. We're probably going to need to see some more incredible gravitic fluxes from Abandoned. But so far, the Eagles are looking like they're playing their roles pretty well.
Yeah.
Solrath and Avatar Lose get into position. Scope going up a little bit. Maybe he's looking for an early Discord. Avatar Lose going behind the rest of the team. He's going to wait until they walk out and get right behind him, but he's already maybe been found. No! Sigma and Juno run right past him. And Avatar Lose able just to start racking up some damage on to the Cow High team over there. And the Soul Wrath goes in, cleans up the rest of it. Now him into respond, playing around the shield. Trying to find maybe a couple more eliminations there. He was stall Cow High. Now he's just going to be able to hold this corner. He does feed the Sigma a little bit, but now tosses another nade, and Avatar Lose able to follow up on that. So Avatar Lose and Soul Wrath doing a great job working together. They are lighting up the kill feed this afternoon. Ellis Rako getting in the action as well, hunting down the Torbjorn, but he's applying a little bit too much into the Sigma shield. So we could see another play from Abandoned where he gets a huge Sigma ult. There isn't a lot that the Eagles have to defend against it. In the Transcendence won't be able to do a ton against the Sigma ult that comes out in the middle of it. It is all burst damage. There it is. We're going to see. So Ellis Rako able to survive, but not Scope 24 or Soul Wrath, so the Sigma ult doing it again being the reason that the Eagles falter just a little bit.
They're on the point.
Lose has to get out, but is unable to get away into the flanking route. The turret just chipping him down. And so now it looks like the Eagles may not be able to recontest. It may not.
Objective lost.
They have plenty of time to play around with, but
the payload's journey.
they will need to somehow find a way to respond to these Sigma ults because Abandon has been getting some tremendous value from them.
Destroy that turret. I am under attack. Enemy turret destroyed. Let us halt that payload. Put them in the ground.
Got 24, putting the Harmony Orb, let Soul Wrath stay up at that front line a little bit. Gets cut off by the turret. It's an interesting play by Torbjorn. Just to kind of body block down. Maybe get some more damage. Has to keep Ellis Reiko up. And then Avatar Luz going in with his ult. Finds a few. Is able to get one. Will he get another? Lots of players on the other team burned. It looks like Super Zachary able to get in on one. And Soul Wrath able to go in on the Torbjorn. So despite the death from Avatar Luz, he was able to get one for his ult and create some space there for the rest of the team to follow up and continue to hold at this aggressive position here. Attack Fighter comes out from Ellis Reiko and he finds a good angle behind him, but Sigma is all over that. He is blocking it. Ellis Reiko still able to find one, but Abandon was able to read that, come over, and block the majority of the damage coming through. Now Soul Wrath getting a little bit low, but a very, very well-timed Transcendence from Scope 24 keeps them all up. Able to put the Discord onto Sigma, so able to burst him down. So really good use of the Transcendence. Soul Wrath there, about to die. Nearly a second away from dying, and Scope 24 coming in to save them and still keep this hold alive for the Eagles. So most players surviving that, at least the initial blast, but I don't think they'll be able to survive the incoming attack visor. So LS Reiko, Super Zachary, and Scope 24 all in a deep retreat right now, but they might just have to back up more because they don't have the protection of the tank, and they're still outnumbered here. So LS Reiko is not able to escape in time as he gets hunted down by Torbjorn. Avatar Luz is back and jumps onto the point, but he doesn't really have an opening there. A little bit too exposed.
Appreciate it.
And so he dives out to the left and is going to wait for another opportunity to go in. Soul Wrath has his Ramatra ult, but will he go in with it? He does, and he gets nanoed. We're going to see the nano Ramatra ult 3. Make that another 4. Another complete team wipe with the Ramatra ult, and that one nanoed. In addition to that, it completely tears through Cow High as they lose the fight rather quickly, and Soul Wrath just continuing to provide insane value from his Ramatra ultimate, the Annihilation. He goes in, tossing the nade a little bit. Gino getting a little bit low. Crisis Game almost dead again. But Avatar Luz hasn't dropped in, and Soul Wrath not paying attention to his health there. Gets taken down a little bit. Avatar able to find one with his ult and dive out, so that might be all the Eagles need to kind of keep holding the point here, losing that main support, as both Torbjorn and Soldier 76 are a little bit low, but there's not a whole other lot of damage coming through. Bandit finally able to get taken down. He just kind of get forced out of that cover there as they continue to play that corner really well. Avatar Luz, as we know, there's a Torbjorn behind that corner, but Soldier 76 goes in a little bit too far. Pure gets taken down by Avatar Luz. And Soul Wrath is looking to try to hunt the Crisis Game down. Signal ult coming out. does find 2. It finds Scope 24 and LS Reiko. Soul Wrath getting nano just to survive the multi-core and all the lava that got spilled onto the ground. He might just be able to help these 2 squishies out, just beaming down a very short hallway. Avatar Luz goes in, tries to frontline a little bit. And it does not matter. He doesn't get the last 2 kills of the game, but he does force them
Feeling
back
the
far enough
adrenaline.
that they do not end up touching the point. So Eagles take round 2, and with the help of some impressive ultimate usage from Soul Wrath, completely wiping the team all on his own with his Annihilation ultimate. We will be right back shortly as we move into round number 3. Eagles are up 2-0. We are ready for round number 3. Eagles up 2-0. Just need to win this map and secure their first win of the season. And it will be on Dorado. So it will be a payload map, but we don't have to capture a zone first. They will just need to push the cart all the way to the end in order to secure victory on this map.
Traveling to Dorado.
And we are here on Dorado for round number 3. Eagles up 2-0. They will be attacking first. They will be in red to start this one. We'll likely be able to close it out here with a 3-0. Since Cow High needed to play down a player for this match. But the Eagles getting some good practice in. And hopefully looking to close this one out and get their first win of the season. It's the first real game of the season for either of these teams due to some scheduling conflicts during week 1, and then last Monday, you might remember, we were on holiday. We were on our long 4-day weekend from school. And so on the 17th, there was no game scheduled for the Eagles. So some changes, though, to the team comp. Ellis, Reiko, Scope24, and Zachary will all be playing the same characters, but we have some changes, specifically from Solrath and Avatar Luz. Solrath going over to Winston. But we will see how it's going to fare against Sigma and Bastion. The Winston could get taken down rather quickly. Solrath goes in, puts down the barrier, and he's probably going to have to jump right out, and he does. For getting beamed down. Now Solrath looking for another opening. Avatar Luz getting right above the enemy team. Takes down the Bastion. Looks to slice in Lucio. Solrath takes a big rock to the face, but the main threat from Cow High taken down early. And so they're just going to have to keep backing up because they're not going to have that level of offensive capabilities to keep holding the point. After Luz gets behind Sigma, he starts to whittle him down with a barrage of shurikens. Finally lands the last one, goes in, dashes between the 2 healers. But now has no cooldown, he's not going to be able to reflect that Bastion damage coming through. LS Reiko able to get in on the action, headshot into Lucio, finishing those 2 kills. Solrath kind of in on his own a little bit, dives kind of past the front line a little bit, goes into the left, whittles down Bastion and Sigma with that Winston primary fire, but he's going to need to kind of move away. As soon as Bastion turns into that turret, you are not going to survive as Winston. The shield there gives the Eagles a little bit of space, but nothing else yet. Zachary able to sweep Bastion. Solrath goes behind. He's probably going to get taken down here. He's not going to be able to not jump out of this one. And so a couple of the Eagles get taken down. So Ellis, Reiko, Zachary, and Scope just stayed back a little bit. But now Abandoned, the Sigma has found them in that corner. That's not the place to be.
I like it.
Ellis Reiko gets an angle behind him. He finds a few of them. Fire a Helix rocket down there. But Nano Blade comes out from Avatar Luz. It gets blocked by the sound barrier. Avatar Luz does find 2. He finds the 2 he needs. He finds a Bastion and Lucio now looking to get a third. This is a few of those Genji shurikens on to Juno, but he does take her down. Now trying to just continue to push up and grab strip the Sigma, that way he can stagger before he gets healed, but he's able to find safety back into his team. Zachary throws an aggressive nade. It doesn't find anyone though. Solrath gets it beamed down, taken down by the Bastion, and Abandon getting taken down by, Abandon taking down Avatar Luz. So Pack Bison comes out, but there's not really any good angles for Ellis Reiko to take, and so he gets taken down. So both healers going to need to be backing up. He starts to get hunted down by Sigma, but he does not continue to chase. Solarath does have Primal Rage to play around with, so he's going to be a little bit more survivable as he goes and jumps in. He jumps right on to a big pile of enemies, but needs to back up. Bastion turning into turret form. Avatar Luz finds one. Solarath goes over. Sees the Bastion in the back, goes in, tickles him just a little bit to take him down. And Scope 24 finds the last kill onto the Sigma. And so the Eagles will be able to push the cart here into point
The payload
number
has
2.
reached the checkpoint.
And so now they have 4 minutes to push it all the way into the end here. 3 ultimates, nearly 4 ultimates to play around with. We're probably going to see another Nano Blade come out from Zachary and Avatar Luz. Gino gets caught out, but the Bastion is right above Solarath, and he doesn't know it. But Scope, with the great initiative, discords the Bastion. He stays calm and collected. A couple hits, and that Bastion is no more. Scope 24 taking him down, but he's getting a little bit low. The Sigma trying to hunt him down. Sigma coming out. And Scope 24 could have saved himself there, but the Eagles still have numbers here in this fight. Avatar Luz finding abandoned as the payload's still going to get pushed forward here. Sam has Primal Rage, but he doesn't use it. Gets taken down by the Bastion. So Avatar Luz able to find one. We're kind of in a trickly fight here. It's a weird situation. But he goes and uses the Dragon Blade, but he's not there. Zachary's not there to provide the nano, so a wasted blade from Avatar Luz. Instead, he goes in with a Nano Primal. That's not usually what you see, but it baits the Lucio beat out. So that could be have big implications in the next fight. Bastion comes out. It doesn't find anyone, but does push the rest of the Eagles back. But Solarath not really able to find an opening here, so the Eagles kind of just wasting some time. Dives in, goes in with a reflect, but nearly gets taken down. The dives not being coordinated between Solarath and Avatar Luz. They gotta go in at the same time. That way you choose one to focus on. You have people to distract and let the Genji roam free in the back. Bastion turns into a turret. Now looking to maybe explode some of the members of the Eagles. Lucio gets a little bit low. The Sigma gets slept and they're low. LS Reiko pops Tac Visor. Not able to get any final blows, but he does help his team in taking down some of the other people there. Has to pop the Biotic Field as he eventually takes down Unthinkable, and so the Eagles will be able to push all the way into the end here with 123, so a little bit of a delay as they're able to get to the final checkpoint with 4 minutes left, but How High was able to hold them off for 3 of those minutes, so Eagles have pushed it all the way with 1:23, which is still great. You always want to see a team push it all the way, especially with a minute left, because it does guarantee that overtime. So Eagles will now be defending. We're going to watch them march out shortly.
Ready for battle.
So interesting team composition from the Eagles here. Going to the double sniper. This could be kind of tough to pull off if both snipers are not hitting their shots and the tank isn't just giving them the shields that they need to kind of take some aggressive angles. Then it does fall apart rather quickly. But we're going to see how well Avatar Luz can do on this Widowmaker. We typically don't see him play it much. It's very situational, but we know that Widowmaker is great on Dorado.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
So Talu's watching that doorway. Ellis Reiko is a really, really close to the doorway. He gets taken down by the Roadhog. Not sure what kind of angle he was trying to take there. Talus hits Lucio once, hits him again. Trying to be a body shot gremlin. Zachary able to find himself a kill there. Scope 24 going up a little bit too far forward. He gets taken down. So Eagle's not going to have that Discord orb or that healing as Solrath is all the way into the spawn. But they are able to kind of just push them back because of the numbers advantage they have. Altaluz eventually does find Lucio. Maybe a body shot demon. Solrath gets hooked because it turns into the big punchy form. Able to push the Roadhog back. Tries to maybe get the Juno. Able to escape from it. Throws the shield right in front of the spawn. And so the Eagles kind of just spawn blocking the other team. It's kind of just bound to happen. You got 4 players. It's tough. But Solrath already almost has his ultimate here. I think if he does get it, he's just going to pop it. Maybe not. Roadhog goes back into the spawn. But now Solrath has that to play around with. As Cowhide comes out of spawn here, so Zachary able to find Pure. So Pure not really giving himself enough space. He's kind of playing a little bit too close to the players of the Eagles as Sombra. So being more loud and sneaky. So Solrath using his Ramatral. I'm not really sure who got nanoed there, because it wasn't Solrath. But regardless, they did not use Lucio B in response to that. They do have 2 ults, are almost coming up on 4 ultimates here. Lucio gets discorded. Scope gets hacked in the back and now gets pushed back by the Whole Hog. I don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to survive this one as they get pushed back into the wall. Lucio gets slept. But despite having the space made, none of the kills come out. At least not yet. EMP comes out from Sombra. The Eagles get pushed back. Zachary gets caught out. He's a little bit too far forward, but he's able to get out of it, wiggle out, be safe, and be back to protect the rest of his team. Bandit misses the hook onto the Roadhog as he has to go back and retreat. Solrath goes in and finds one. Looking for another one. He's getting a little greedy, but he wants to Lucio. He is able to find Lucio. Able to get two more eliminations while in his Nemesis form. Returns big and he punches people. So Solrath doing a really, really good job just holding the Cowhide team back into spawn. Bandit tries to go in as Ball, but he gets completely bursted down, discorded, naded, headshot, all 3, as he gets completely beamed down in just a few seconds and switches back over to Sigma. Not sure why that wasn't the opening play there. Maybe they thought the pick potential of Roadhog could be very good. But maybe we're not watching out for loses up. Maybe he's hitting some of these shots. Gets one body shot onto the Wu Yang, looks behind him, doesn't really find anyone. He has the infra site to play around with. Goes to the primary fire to kind of hit Pure a little bit. Pure has to back out. A couple more body shots onto Juno. Ellis Reiko able to clean that up though, after the body shot. Ellis Reiko has Pac-Mite to play around with. Bandit getting a little too distracted on Solrath. And Solrath being nanoed with Annihilation goes in, secures the last 2. And so the Eagles take that match rather convincingly. It was tough for Cowhide, and much respect to them for still sticking with it and playing even down a player. But Eagles able to take this one by a score of 3-0 today. And congrats on them on getting their first win in the Play versus League. We will return this upcoming Wednesday when the Varsity Super Smash Bros. Team plays West Prep Academy this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Once again, congratulations to the Overwatch team for winning their first match of the season. As always, be elite, and we